Everybody, it's me, Smell McGee, and I thought today I would do something a little different and take you through kind of a day in the life, but this is kind of a day in the life of what my cancer follow-ups are like. As most of you know, last year on March 10th, I was diagnosed with dermatofibrosarcoma protuberans, the short word DFSP, the nickname being unicorn cancer because it's so rare, and it is a soft tissue sarcoma. So my cancer was located on my right side at the bottom of my rib cage, and gratefully enough, I didn't have to do chemo or radiation. I had to have 2 surgeries to get it removed, and that's a story for another time, but I am currently cancer-free, which is amazing, and this kind of cancer has a pretty high recurrence rate, so every 6 months for 2 years, I have to have a CT of like my ribs and flank area, a CT of my lungs and an MRI of my ribs and flank area to make sure the cancer hasn't returned and or hasn't gone into my lungs, because the first place DFSP metastasizes to is either your lungs or your brain, so you want to stay on top of your appointments. I must admit, I tried to make this video last follow-up, which was my first follow-up, like cancer follow-up after being diagnosed, but that was honestly like the worst day ever. As you can tell in this next video, I was a mess. So some family things were going on, which was really hard to hear, so I was crying all morning, and then I was crying because I was just so scared for that appointment day. I had felt that something was like new and wrong with my health, and I was just terrified that it was the cancer. So I went to that day emotional through family things, emotional because I thought maybe the cancer is back or spread, and it was just an awful day. Hey everybody, it's me, Smell McGee, and as you can probably tell from my face, it's been a little bit of a rough morning. Today I have my first follow-up oncology appointment since being diagnosed. Today I get an MRI and a CT scan to see if my cancer is back and or if it's in my lungs, and I felt like I need to video the process today. I have to admit, I've been experiencing some major scan anxiety. I didn't even know it was a thing. I mean, my body sucks. I've had thousands of scans and I've been so nervous for them, but in those scans, especially when you're diagnosed, you're praying for the doctors to find something, and here you're praying for the doctors to find absolutely nothing. Like, people say, don't worry till you know, but it's the not know that's not worrying. Like, with scan anxiety, you already know how bad it can be. You already know how rough you were when you heard those words, you have cancer, for the first time. And you know if things can get that bad, what if they can get so much worse? Even though it was a terrible, pretty terrible day, in true Smell McGee style, something embarrassing had to happen. This was my first embarrassing moment. I'm headed to get my MRI, but at least I get to look this sexy while doing it. Boys beware, I'm pretty freaking irresistible right now. Just had an embarrassing moment though. You see that door right there? A lot of times there's a bathroom hooked to the changing room, so while I was changing and not wearing a top, I just thought I'd use the bathroom quick. I opened the door and it opened to a hallway. So I was like totally indecent opening a door where anyone could walk past. Oh, it terrified me. And that wasn't my only embarrassing moment that day. So I got out of, I did the CT, then went and got, what am I saying? Brain fog moment. I got the CT first, then went for the MRI, and then I had to go back to the changing rooms and change where my stuff is. And of course, with brain fog, I couldn't remember which room was mine. There was only 2 changing rooms and 2 doors, so I had a 50-50 chance of being right. So I just decided to take the odds, and I opened a door on a poor little old lady who was changing. She just stared at me and I just stared at her I am so sorry. And I slammed the door, got dressed quick, and my mom and sister were in the waiting room guys, we need to go now. We need to go now. And they're McGee, why are you rushing? We need to go. We need to go. I will tell you when we are outside of this area. We need to go. and they basically died laughing when I told them what happened. It was a completely 100,000% smile-making style awkward moment, but I have to admit, I was grateful for the laughter because that was a day when there wasn't very much laughter. After that, we went and got lunch, went around for a little bit, and then like a few hours later, went back to the cancer center, to the sarcoma clinic to get the results of my scans. I have to admit, after a nice dose of laughter, I gained my composure. I was just like, okay, I'm gonna go for it in faith, even if I'm nervous. God has a plan for me. If the cancer's back, it's back. We'll just like deal with it, whatever happens. And I get in there, and like the moment I'm actually calm for like the first time that day, I go sit down with one of the awesome people who works in the sarcoma clinic, and she does my vitals, and she's like, your vitals are a mess. Your like heart rate is 112, your blood pressure is high, you have a fever, your vitals are a hot mess. Are you feeling okay? Well, they're the truth. I'm like, honestly, that's how my vitals have been lately. I haven't felt physically okay for a while. I've been having pain and swelling right here, and I felt like something new is wrong with my body, but like no answers are coming, but I just feel like something's wrong. And she looked pretty concerned, and she got me into the patient room, and then the doctor came in, and he said, I haven't gotten the results of your scans back yet, but let me listen to your heart. And he listened to my heart, he felt my lymph nodes, and he's like, okay, something is up. I don't really like what's going on. I'm gonna send you to acute care, and we'll see if we can get you into some of these specialists. Sometimes you get in quicker if you go through acute care, and we'll honestly see if they want to keep you like overnight, because I'm not loving your vitals. So I was like, whoa, holy crap, the first time I'm calm today and this happens, like, that's great. Honestly, I was just really, really grateful that my sarcoma clinic cared, because I just gone through so many specialists, and you know, there's a lot of great doctors out there, but there's ones who just are either really confused when you're a rare case or just kind of don't give a dig. And the doctor was kind of amazing. He said something to me. He's like, well, here, we know, like, we were talking about this before, as a patient, like, you don't choose to be here, you have to be here. We as medical professionals choose to be here. Like, it is our job to help you. I have to admit, I almost started crying. Like, it was just kind of amazing to hear that. I ended up giving them both hugs, and I went over to the acute care at the cancer center, and they were watching my heart, watching my blood pressure. It was a hot mess. So I ended up on a 24 or 48, I think 48, I don't know, on a Holter monitor, which is a monitor they place on your heart to measure your heart rate. And yeah, their monitor after being in acute care for like 4 hours, and like the results were supposed to go to my heart doctor, but it's officially cancer follow-up day, and of course I'm nervous, but gratefully I'm not as big as a hot mess as I was last time, so maybe I will get used to this whole cancer thing someday in my life. And thanks to the bloating, I have nothing that fits, so gratefully my mom bought me a shirt one size up, and I can actually wear it without looking like I have a baby. About to head into my MRI, and I didn't accidentally walk half naked into the hall, so this is going a lot better than last time. It's kind of funny. On one of my favorite podcasts, it's called Everything Happens, they said whenever you're in a hospital and you put on the blue gown, you take off your humanity. And sometimes that feels like the case, but all the people who work here are really sweet today, and I'm not as scared as last time, so that's awesome. I did not feel anything but confident in this baby. Just got done with my MRI, and I wasn't even feeling nervous till I got that MRI machine, and I'm like, holy crap, I'm a cancer patient. Holy crap, they're seeing if my cancer is back. Why is it a week? My cancer cannot be back. Like, the nerves did not kick in till now. But I get changed out of this sexy outfit, as much as I wish I could stay in it, and then I am off to pulmonology. Hey everybody, so should we start with the good news? Just got done with my DFSP follow-up and my MRI, CT, were totally clean. No DFSP is in my body. I am still NEC, which is absolutely amazing. And there's a lot of stuff to say, so I had those 4 appointments today. And the first two are just scans, and then this new pulmonologist I really like. He thinks that some of my breathing issues may be caused from like everything, you know, like he's sending me a referral to cardiology because I still haven't figured out why my heart is so tachycardic, and he thinks I may be having some vocal cord dysfunction, a risk with gastroparesis, especially when you can't keep food down, how I wasn't able to for like 3 years. It was that all the acid and stuff coming up damages your vocal cords. So he thinks I may be having some vocal cord dysfunction where my vocal cords just kind of spaz out with activity and like stick together and choke me. Alright, then the sarcoma follow-up. They are the best people in the whole world. That cancer center has such a like big place in my heart because those doctors truly care. Like, they said that my DFSP scans were totally clear, but they asked me how I was doing on the rest of my symptoms. They're like, has an endocrinologist been able to help you? Has so-and-so been able to help you? How are your lymph nodes? And I'm like, well, you know how they're only hurting up here? They're like, yeah. I'm like, no, they hurt across my chest, under my armpit, by my groin. They hurt everywhere. And they're just like, and no one's been able to figure anything out? I'm like, no. And they're like, have you been having any other symptoms? I'm like, well, yeah, every time I brush my teeth, there's been blood, and I've been having nosebleeds, which is really weird. And shoot, what did they say? Yeah, they're like, this honestly, like, you need to call your rheumatologist. You need to be on top of this. Like, you need to talk to them now. And I'm just like, I've been talking to doctors about this, but like, you can't be your own doctor. I've been saying to doctors over and over and over, especially with this lymph node thing, that I feel like some things are really wrong and they really hurt and no one's listened. And they're like, Megan, honestly, these symptoms sound a lot like leukemia. You need to be on top of this. Like, these symptoms you just don't sit on. And I just thank them for like being a breath of fresh air and caring. That's so sweet, but I do not want to be your last breath of fresh air. You need to be on top of this. And he was so funny. He was getting like really passionate and a little angry. He's like, someone needs to man up and be an adult and take care of your case. You deserve help. They are the nicest people. Like, and I was telling about how my stomach's been swollen, and I learned today that in this past week, while my stomach has been swollen, I've lost 7 pounds. And he's like, I'm a sarcoma guy. I cut into bones. I'm trying to think of stuff from medical school, and I wish I knew how to help you. I want to treat you, but this is just so out of my field. And they're the best. They just show that there are some amazing people in the medical field who truly care. And they just look at me, they're like, you have a lot going on for a 22-year-old. You're doing pretty well. And that made me feel good because, you know, some people when you're chronically ill, they're like, well, it's nice sitting on your bum all day, huh? But they remind me that this fight is a full-time freaking job. So now I need to contact doctors about tests and low lymphocyte numbers and all that jazz, and hopefully get some answers. Because again, if my symptoms point towards leukemia, my biggest fear is that, like, again, this will keep on happening, like before this appointment, where I feel like I'm like screaming at every doctor, telling them something's wrong and no one hears me. And my biggest fear is like 5 years down the road, they'll be like, well, oh crap, you have something that's actually gonna kill you and we missed it. Sorry. So I'm hoping when we get home, we'll get some more answers. But on the bright side, currently I am cancer free. So Hawaii, here I come. This is the end of my vlog and a little bit of what a day on a cancer follow-up is like. So I hope you have enjoyed and will always smile on. I was watching the end of this vlog and it just didn't feel done. So I'm just gonna give you the little rest of the story really quick. So I went to my GI for my super swollen stomach, told him about the symptoms I've been having and everything, and he agreed that leukemia definitely is a possibility. So he ran basically every leukemia test under the sun. I absolutely adore that doctor. And then after that, he called me back while I was in Hawaii, and their office told me that they found abnormal tissue in my blood along with a lot of off blood levels. So I'm being referred to a hematologist at the cancer center, and I don't know yet. I don't even know if anyone knows yet if it's for benign hematology or oncology hematology.